What's going on, bottom line viewers? It's Dilly Vanilli here with Mitch. We are here for the Sunday Night Football recap, Week 2 between the Giants and the Cowboys. The game just ended. The Cowboys came up on top 20-13. Interesting game for both sides. Offense was not really there for both teams, but the defense of the Cowboys stepped up big, and we're going to talk about the weaknesses and strengths for both teams and how they are going to move forward as the Cowboys play the Seahawks in Week 3 and the Giants play the Texans Week 3. So I'm here with Mitch. Mitch, overall, what did you think about the Cowboys and the Giants? What did you think about this game? I know you said it was boring many times in the chat, but what did you think overall to the group? What is the overall perspective from your opinion?
I think what I got from the game is basically the Cowboys hit one big play, and it really seemed like that's all they needed was they hit one big play early to Tavon Austin, and they pretty much sat on the lead, and they played from ahead, and they played the style of football that they wanted to play. They want to get ahead. They want to be able to dictate the pace with their running game and be able to get after you as a quarterback with their pass rush, and they pretty much did that all game. The Giants weren't able to pick up a few simple blitz concepts that the Cowboys were throwing at them, and you got to credit the Dallas defense, which I did in my bold prediction say the Cowboys defense would be significantly better than their offense this year. I think we've seen that this year so far, and Cowboys defense, I think you got to say right now, is a top 10 unit. They definitely deserve the respect. Giants, I did not expect the game that they brought out tonight. I did not expect their offense to sputter as much. I didn't think Eli would be this rattled. I didn't think Odell would not be involved this much. The only guy really on the Giants that had a great game on offense was Saquon. Their offensive line was bad. Their defense was average. They had their moments. But overall, I just think the Cowboys were able to get out to a lead, play their game, and ultimately just go about business and take it from there.
Yeah, got to agree with those points. I feel like the media should get on that defensive side, just like you had beforehand. But we're going to go through the stats. I'm also going to give my opinion as a Cowboys fan, and we'll get into all the perspectives, and we'll go into the comments as well. We'll look at that real quick. Actually, Training Solutions is in there. What's up, buddy? Good evening, says Rob. Rob, of course, always in there for a chat. Ghost Skittle says your boys are back, Dilly. Well, I wouldn't say that, but I appreciate a very nice win here. Giants are doo-doo. I appreciate. Yeah, that is true. Malik says, good game. Disappointed that my Giants couldn't score the ball. That's tough. Yeah, that's definitely the issue there. Ghost Skittle says, what do you think about that matchup next week? Pats versus Lions. That's for you, obviously.
Patriots should win by 17.
17? Yeah, pretty sure.
I'll say 34-17 Patriots.
Aziz says, breaking news, Eli Manning is shit. You're correct.
Okay, that's another storyline we got to talk about there.
Let's go ahead and talk about the QBs right now. We got Eli Manning versus Dak Prescott. Some would say that's a pretty bad QB matchup. Eli Manning today, 33 for 44, 279 yards, a touchdown. He was sacked 6 times. That's not really on him. That's on his offensive line, but that's his stat line. Dak Prescott, 16 for 25, 160 yards, 1 touchdown, no picks, and no sacks. So good on the offensive line. Now, as a perspective of me watching Eli Manning, it's rough. It's rough, boys. Eli Manning's been in this league since 2004. He's been in the league for now his 14th season, and it baffles my mind every single time for the last 2 seasons how he plays the game of football. There are certain throws. I'm like, this is a veteran QB throw. Boom, Ben Roethlisberger is going to make this throw. Boom, Tom Brady's going to make this throw. Boom, Aaron Rodgers is going to make this throw. He doesn't make the throws. And it's weird because he has a very talented offense around him. He has Saquon Barkley as his running back. He used him effectively. He threw to him 14 fucking times. Odell.
He had a Christian McCaffrey game.
He had a very Christian McCaffrey game. Odell, he has one of, if not the best receiver in the game, who is extremely healthy. 4 catches for 51 yards. By the way, they highlighted this early on in the game that the best route against the NFL and the Cowboys specifically is slant routes from Odell Beckham, and they hit him 1 time for it. Congratulations on the play calling, Pat Shurmur. I think you're a smart coach there. You've got Evan Ingram, who's a very athletic tight end. They went with 7 catches, which was the biggest thing for him. And then you've got Sterling Shepard, who's a good receiver too, 3 catches for 24 yards. There's certain throws where I'm like, Eli, bro, what are you doing? What kind of decision making are you doing right now? Because I'm not I'm not a Giants fan, but just seeing it as like an NFL fan, like really, come on, bro. He didn't throw an interception, but it goddamn felt like he did. What do you think about Eli Manning?
Okay, so Eli, it's funny you talk about the quarterbacks. Eli Manning, 33 for 44, 279, a touchdown, 98.6 rating. Dak, 16 for 25, 160, touchdown, 95.4. You said the stats.
Yep.
Okay, from the stats, who is better?
In terms of stats with overall yards and stuff, it's
Eli. Eli, right?
Yeah.
If you watch the game,
wasn't
Dak was better, but Dak wasn't great. We'll get to Dak. But Eli was bad. And this is the problem with Eli. There's a number of games where he'll put up decent-looking statistics. 279, no interceptions, almost 100 quarterback rating, 33 for 44. And then Giants fans are going to come on here, call in their sports talk radio, their favorite station. They're going to come in the comment section here. They're going to comment on our videos later. Eli, it's not his fault. It's the offensive line. It's the defense. It's the receivers. It's the running back. It's the left tackle. It's the right tackle. It's the coach. It's the offensive coordinator. It's the owner. It's his fans. It's anybody but Eli Manning. Eli Manning sucks. He sucked for like at least 3 years now. He's had one of the best supporting casts on offense for the last 2 years, maybe 3 years. He's had a very solid defense for a lot of his career. And, you know, it's like, when are we going to wake up? The owner of the Giants, when are we going to wake up? GM of the Giants, when are we going to wake up? Coach, fans, specifically. I see fans that are Giants fans continue to defend Eli Manning. Why are you defending this guy? He has no mobility, Dylan. He has no mobility. He can't escape. He has less mobility than Brady by far.
That one run where he got hit by Jalen Smith, I thought he was going to die. I was like, are you kidding me? What are you taking that? Why are you? His throws are ducks.
Mm-hmm. He doesn't have any throw power, which he hasn't for a while. He hasn't for like 4 seasons now. He hasn't been able to throw the deep ball, throw the ball in tight spaces. And I think that's probably the most important thing in an elite quarterback. From the elite to the average, there's average quarterbacks that are accurate, good decision makers, guys that don't turn the football over. Those are average quarterbacks. The elite quarterbacks are that, but then they also have the ability to throw the ball in tight spaces and make great throws. And Eli Manning doesn't have that. He just doesn't have that. No. And he's not good. He's not a good decision maker. He doesn't have any legs to move around. He just doesn't make any plays that aren't designed from the offense to actually make a play for him, or where Odell's wide open, or where Saquon or whatever's wide open. Like, he's just bad.
Well, and you know what's the worst part? He has such a good offensive supporting cast. Like, the offensive line is not good. We will continue to say that. But Odell Beckham, Sterling Shepard, Saquon fucking Barkley, like, what more do you need for people to be realizing?
Evan Ingram.
Evan Ingram, a great tight end who's very athletic. How are you going to make it to where you have such a great supporting cast and you can't make throws? Like, seriously. And they're not just like, oh, that was on the receiver or whatnot. No,
they defend Eli. It's everybody else's fault.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
It's usually like, well, if Eli just had this, or if Eli just had that, it's like, how many more things he needs?
He has 1 touchdown in 2 games.
Bro.
One of them was in the end of the game when it didn't matter.
The Panthers and Cam Newton beat the Cowboys with like no offensive line.
No offensive line. They had the same level of, because you said Saquon had a Christian McCaffrey game. Christian McCaffrey was Christian McCaffrey. So he had that game in week 1. They didn't do much.
No Odell.
You had the best receiver was DJ Moore. They didn't even throw to him. The offense for the Panthers didn't do much against the Cowboys, but they won. And you're telling me that the Giants couldn't do shit. What? And they got Sterling Shepard, who's a great receiver too. Come on, bro. Come on.
And probably, I mean, if the Giants could have strung together a couple of drives in the first half, they would have won this game.
Yeah.
Because the Cowboys offense continued to sputter. It was not good.
It was a really great first drive with a big play.
Yeah. Other than that,
second drive had a field goal.
The drive late in the fourth quarter was good.
Yeah,
to ice the game.
There was 3 good drives. The second drive gave us a field goal that was nice. Okay, let's talk about Dak. We were going to talk about Eli. We talked about him a lot. Dak Prescott, 16-25, 160 yards, a touchdown. Also, very underrated part in this game. Rushed for 7 times, 45 yards. I actually think, Dak, in terms of decision making, was subpar. I think some plays, I'm looking at Dak and I'm like, bro, why throw that? Or why are we throwing a 4-yard pass on 3rd and 18? You're never going to get anything with me if you're going to just throw these ducks right there. But there were certain throws where I'm like, okay, this was a better improved game from Dak Prescott in week 1. I like some of the communication. I like some of these. All right, we're going to go in here. 3rd and 5. I know where to go to. That's Cole Beasley and man coverage. I like that. He made something I did not see in week 1 that I definitely appreciated on the first drive was them taking a risk, because we didn't see – the Cowboys were the only team last week to not have a 20-yard play. First drive, third play of the game, boom, Tavon Austin, big touchdown. They didn't even take a deep ball in the first quarter or in the first game. Glad that we took it there. And Dak didn't show it off in week 1, but also had very good legs here in week 2 with some pretty solid runs, faking out the defense. I liked it personally. Dak didn't play the greatest game, but he got the job done. What do you think about Dak Prescott here?
Dak showed improvement from last week. Last week he was pretty bad. Like, not only from like a statistical standpoint, but from just from more of a mental standpoint, like actually watching, like going back and watching a game, you see how many errors and maybe simple plays he could have made last week that he simply didn't make because he didn't go through the pre-snap read, or he didn't make the adjustment, or he didn't make the simple throw that he should have made last week. But this week, I thought the biggest thing they did better offensively was that they involved Dak in the read option and in the running game, which I think significantly helps him. That's one of his best assets, is his ability to run and take a beating in that regard, because he does have a big body. He's a big dude. And when he has speed and ability to beat guys around the edge. So I think that was positive for him, kind of gave him some confidence. He did make quite a few decent throws in this game. It wasn't a sexy game or anything. At least he didn't throw an interception or cost the team in that regard. But overall, I would say he was better. I just don't think you're going to see from this Cowboys offense any 300-yard passing games, or they're not going to come out and say, hey, we're going to pass the ball and beat you, because they're simply not going to, especially with the offensive line they have at the moment. Like, the offensive line to me right now is average. Like, it's usually great, but they have a couple injuries there, and they're just not meshing right now.
It's just because Looney's the center, and there's not right
now.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's just that or if it's like a combination of things. You don't really know, but like they don't have the same amount of time, and they don't have the weapons. Like last year, they didn't have great weapons, but at least they had something a little bit better. And I said in the Twitter chat, if you got Josh Gordon, I know we might have to talk about this. If you got Josh Gordon, I feel like that, I know that's crazy, but I feel like that would kind of fix a lot of things. Because at least there's 2 things with Josh Gordon would do for the Cowboys. First off, the corners would back off. The corners would actually respect the receiver on the team, which does a lot for the running game, for the other receivers on the team, for the tight ends, and for Dak. And the other thing is, like, you can actually go to a receiver for a big play. Like,
you can rely on somebody doing that.
Yeah, instead of Cole Beasley, like, so
or fucking Tavon Austin was our big play.
Yeah, I just don't think they have the receivers at the moment on the outside or the tight end to really beat you passing.
Our tight end situation is garbage.
So they're gonna have to run the ball like they did. They're probably gonna have to get an early lead on a lot of teams to enable themselves to get the win. But that's exactly what they did, and that's how they ended up winning the game. So
hey, I'm telling you right now, I'm very excited. There is a chance we get Josh Gordon. And now, I want to say there has been issues. I do want him to be physically and mentally healthy, because there have been a lot of things. But maybe the Cleveland situation was toxic. Maybe it was just too bad to recover from. And
he seems like he's ready to go.
We saw what he did in week 1. Again, he didn't have any targets, but he did catch a nice 17-yard touchdown. If anything else, if he is mentally and physically happy, or healthy and happy, I guess, that's somebody that I will gladly take because when he's good, he's fucking great. So you take what you want. And worst case scenario, it's just like, you took a chance on a guy and took a chance.
That's what I've been saying, but Kevil doesn't get that part. So
better be healthy. All right, let's talk about the running game tonight. We're gonna go through a couple. Oh shit.
The running. Okay, let's skip the Giants. It was terrible.
Hold on.
What?
Sorry, my microphone went off. I was like, what the fuck happened? Yeah, so you know what was really funny about the running game was Chris Collinsworth in the beginning of the game was like, this is going to be a running smash, bro. This is going to be Barkley versus Zeke. All right, let's go.
Who is he, Macho Man?
Oh, yeah, Barkley and Elliott. Oh, yeah. All right, give me props for that. But, you know, it really wasn't the smash mouth game that we expected them. Barkley did shit running. 11 carries for 28 yards. He was a machine.
The Cowboys defensive line dominated.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
In both facets of the game.
Saquon Barkley did do amazing in the receiving game. 14 catches for 80 yards. 14 catches. This is a
and he was impressive after the catch, too. Like, he had a pretty good game.
What he did was he created enough where his moves would make him at least miss the first tackler and then would continue in as many yards as he can get. So in terms of a running game, rough. But this is obviously why he was so great at PSU, Penn State, because he could make people miss and he was a great receiving threat. And it's not like Christian McCaffrey where he doesn't look like he's a runner. This is a guy that can do both. So Cowboys D-line did very good. The linebackers were not as in tune to his receiving game. Ezekiel Elliott had another one of those decent games, but at least he got bigger runs this time around than last week. 17 carries for 78 yards and a touchdown. 5 catches for 9 yards. So technically, your Twitter comment was correct. The Cowboys will win if he has 5 receptions. Now, were they meaningful? No.
At least they tried.
They tried. Yeah, that's the key thing. They tried to get it to Ezekiel Elliott, which I like because that was a big thing going forward into the season was, let's get Ezekiel Elliott involved in the passing game, and hopefully next week that's for bigger yards. But what do you think about the running game? I thought it was pretty average, but at least Barkley on the receiving game.
It was average. I think they had their moments. At least it was better than last week for sure. And like I think they basically got the yards when they needed to most at the end of the game, which I think matters. But it's still a little concerning. I know that the Giants do have a good run defense, so you know it's going to be tough. But I just think like they're going to have to come up with more consistent other ways to beat you other than running. Because, like I said, without the receiver there, every team's lining up all those players in the box. They're waiting for Zeke to run. You're going to need to find different ways to get him the ball, whether that's in the screen game, as a receiver out of the backfield, as a receiver on the outside. You know, they need to find different ways to get him the ball because they're going to find in certain games that they can't really run the ball. And when that happens, they're not going to win.
Yeah, that's true. All right, let's get to the receivers. I don't think there's much to talk about with the receiver games here for both teams. 7 catches for 67 yards and a touchdown for Ingram. Biggest stat for me is the Odell, 4 catches, 51 yards, and no touchdowns for him. Shepard only had 3 catches, 24 yards. Cowboys, Tavon Austin, lead receiver with 2 catches. Basically, his 1 touchdown was the biggest.
That's crazy.
Fucking insane. The most yards after that was Deontay Thompson, 33 yards. In terms of the Cowboys, the thing is that the Cowboys like long, methodical drives that if they score a touchdown, it's great. If they don't, it's like, why the fuck was that 4-yard pass so important? Because it didn't matter. But when they get the 4 yards and they capitalize, it looks better on paper in the stat sheet. So some of these throws, you're like, yeah, was Cole Beasley only caught 2 catches for 13 yards. It doesn't look very good, but they were able to catch first downs and make plays enough to get it done. Biggest disappointment was Michael Gallup, 1 catch, 5 yards. Didn't do anything. I'm hoping for that connection to be a little bit better going forward. New York receiving, like I said, Odell. I think he could have cooked up this defense. He at least could have gotten more yardage had Eli went to him, and Chris Collinsworth brought it up plenty of times. Go to Odell. Go to Odell. You have Odell Beckham Jr., and you're going to him at the worst possible times. So that's my opinion on the receivers. What do you think about them?
Yeah, I think for the Giants, they should get Evan Ingram more involved. I think someone said that in the chat as well, but he caught a lot of his passes at the end of the game, and 7 for 7 receptions on 7 targets. If he's catching every pass that you throw to him, why don't you throw to him or find a way to throw to him a little bit more? Like that's another safety blanket, a guy against the blitz, Evan Ingram. It's hard to press or get after a tight end, right? And on the line of scrimmage. It's an easy matchup to beat, especially the way that Dallas's linebackers were kind of struggling in coverage. I think Ingram's a good player. I think they need to find more ways to get him the ball. Odell, obviously, no idea what was going on there. No idea.
Weird.
Even like not even to throw that simple slant where he can just make so many guys miss in the open field is like crazy to me. But their primary focus was Saquon, and I just think Eli was rattled in the pocket. He wasn't really trying to make any plays down the field. He was going to his first read every time because he was worried about getting sacked. So, and then Dallas, again, I talked about it. I just don't think they really have a guy. Michael Gallup, it seemed like he was actually more involved than he was. Like he only got 1 catch, but I felt like they were looking for him more or something. I don't know.
That was the connection I thought was going to be the strongest going into the season, but nothing.
It was funny that Tavon Austin caught a big play because last week, basically the only time they were throwing to him was on bubble screens. Terrence Williams is invisible. Deontay Thompson is at least catching the ball, but I mean, I don't know what to say. Alan Hearns is like, does he even play?
I have not seen. He's non-existent right now. So
I'd like to give a shout out to a couple guys on defense. Byron Jones for the Cowboys has been really good. I thought Taco Charlton was pretty good.
Yeah.
Obviously, DeMarcus. I really liked his sack celebration, by the way. DeMarcus Lawrence, of course. Awuzie had a good game, obviously, because Odell didn't do too much. And obviously, the whole defensive line. The whole defensive line. Giants, Alec Ogletree, I thought had a solid game. Lorenzo Carter is a guy I was high on in the draft. I thought he had a pretty good game as well as a rookie. And who else would I like to shout out there? Not really anyone. I think Damon Harrison had a solid game, but they struggled to get a pass rush for the most part without Olivier Vernon again in this game. So that definitely hurt them. They need another guy that can get after the quarterback for sure.
Yeah, definitely agreed there. It really hurts them in trying to put pressure on the O-line, which is not as strong as it was in the last couple of years. So definitely not a good thing for the Giants defense. Cowboys defense, I'm going to shout out Awuzie did very good. I liked that Vander Esch got some playing time with Sean Lee. They're like, let's be careful. I think that's why they drafted him, honestly, is that if Sean Lee gets hurt, we're not going to be fucking killed. So I like that they got him there. They got some points. Heath did not make as many stupid decisions as Heath normally makes. Thank you. He actually showed off his speed in one particular play that forced a 4th down. So congratulations. You didn't play shit today. Taco Charlton, great sack. Also love the celebration. Bonus points. And D-Law played a D-Law game. For the defense for the Giants, I want to shout out Ogletree. He looks like he's going to be the leader of that defense. Obviously, he's making the calls. Eli Apple, I think, actually played a good game as well until he got hurt. That was
He's been playing well this year.
You got to give him credit considering all the drama that happened last season. Definitely right there, especially when you're going to spend a top 10 pick on him. So good stuff. Connor Barwin, also another guy I want to shout out here, did very good for them. And Landon Collins, your challenge has been accepted, and you guys lost. Okay, that was very
out.
That was petty, but he wanted to call out the quarterback, so there you go.
Comments
time. If you guys want to comment the stuff, put it down because I'm going to the last, I think, 12 minutes of the chat here. Let's go here. Sorry. Okay. Let's see. Ghost Skittle says, if Roma was in Dallas, we would be talking about him the same way we'd be talking about Eli. Is that true? You think that's true?
If Romo was where?
If Roma was playing for Dallas right now instead of Dak Prescott. It's also very difficult because Roma hasn't played for 2 seasons. But
I feel like the Cowboys would have been better last year with Romo. Not this year because he's been retired for 2 years and he probably sucked.
He's probably still better than Jay Cutler. All right.
He's probably better than Eli.
I think he is. I think I would agree with that. Let's see. Christian_AK says, "Hey BLV guys, thoughts on the awful Browns kicker that clinched the Saints a W?
Where's Dan Bailey? That's all I gotta say.
How does he not have a job, man?
He's
How?
definitely gonna have one very soon.
The Browns, the Vikings, the Chargers, definitely all could use some kickers. Chargers didn't need one today, but definitely the Browns and the Vikings definitely do. Let's see. Ghost Kid will even ask that question. Who needs Dan Bailey more, Cleveland or Minnesota? Well,
I would say Minnesota because Cleveland sucks. Well, they don't suck, but they're not good. Yeah. And Minnesota, that could change their season. It already has.
Ultra, I think he is commenting to you. What did I tell you, Mitch? Matt Ryan would play better against a weak Carolina secondary. What happened? Matt Ryan was great against a weak Carolina secondary. Does this mustard on his throw look bad? No. Thoughts?
Wait, what did he comment here? He said you should start him in fantasy. Somebody asked a question on the video. Let me get to the question. Give me a sec.
Wait, on what video?
On the start him and start him.
Okay.
Someone asked somebody or Matt Ryan. Let me see who the person was. Alex Smith or Matt Ryan? I think no. Was it Alex Smith or Matt Ryan? Might have been another one. I don't know. Something like that. But anyways, I just don't believe in the Falcons, bro. I don't think they're very good.
Too many injuries.
That's just my thought. I picked them to win the game.
Going forward.
So I don't even know his stats. I need to watch the game and let you know because I didn't get to watch it, but I don't know what to say.
You just called you out just a little bit. I was like, why?
I don't know what to say. I just don't think the Falcons are going to make the playoffs.
Tough. They're 2-0 right now, but anything can happen.
1-1.
They went. Oh, you're right. I was like, they went 5-0 at one point in the season a couple years ago, and they left the playoffs. Aziz says, "What's going on with Arizona?" Well, they're fucking garbage.
They're bad.
They might be the worst team in the NFC.
Yeah, they probably are.
I'm going to say that's probably true right now.
They're probably going to get second overall pick.
Second?
Yeah.
Might get who would they get? Oh, I'll think about that later.
Is anyone else even close to as bad as them other than Buffalo? Buffalo looked better today, by the way.
They did have a really good second.
Yeah, they at least tried.
Which after Vontae Davis, he might have been the cancer of the team. I don't know. By the way, I know he released a statement in the middle of one of our live streams. But come on, bro. Don't quit in the middle of halftime.
Yeah, that was bad. I understand where he was coming from, but you still don't quit at halftime. Wait till the game ends.
Yeah. Like, I understood everything, but I'm like, bro. Come on, dude. Jesus. RVDECW says, should the Cowboys trade David Irving if we get a good tight end for him? No. Unless if you're talking like Delaney Walker-esque tight end. Like, obviously not Delaney Walker because he's hurt.
Who should what?
Should we trade David Irving if we can get a good tight end for him?
Wow, you would have to get
I'm saying a Delaney Walker tight end type. Obviously,
let me go through the teams.
Not Delaney Walker because he's hurt, but somebody in that category.
Yeah, I mean, you would have to get a pretty good player.
A pretty good tight end. And I don't think a lot of teams are going to give up a tight end like that.
Yeah.
Ghost Kittle says we're looking at Cameron Brate. I don't know how legitimate that is, but if that's true.
Well, I wouldn't think it would be for David Irving. It would probably be for a fifth.
Yeah, David Irving's too good of a player. Like, once he gets back on
he's one of the best interior pass rushers in the NFL when he's actually playing.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I mean.
Dolphins, Bengals, and Bucks are leading their divisions. Holy shit, who would have thought?
It's week 2. Again, nobody wins the Super Bowl in week 2.
They do.
Who did?
Fact or fiction? Josh Rosen starts next week. Fact.
Fiction.
He should. Pretty sure it's going to say.
Fiction.
um, let's see. Ultra says, as my thoughts on the game, Dallas's offense needs some work. Their defense is good, but when they play better teams, they will have to put up more than 20 points. Giant
Agreed.
may win 60. That may win 6 points. 6 games this year. Holy shit, I can't speak. We've been on stream for 7 total hours today, so forgive me. Good. Waterboy says, "What's up, boys? What's up, Waterboy?
What's going on, man? I'm excited for picks next week. I'm gonna be on his channel.
That's right. I heard about that. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Check that out, guys. Week 3 picks with Waterboy and Mitch. Good stuff there. Ultra says they need to get Evan Ingram involved. That was the point you were bringing up earlier. Moto says Mitch might be happy the NFC East looks shit, so if the Pats make the Super Bowl, they won't lose against an NFC East team.
So you're saying the Pats are going to make the Super Bowl and beat a team that's not in the NFC East? That's what you're saying.
Oh!
If I'm being honest, the only team that can beat the Patriots in the AFC is the Jaguars. If the game is played in New England, we got a chance to win.
Jaguars look pretty damn good today. They look good.
And for those of you who say the Chiefs, I'm not fucking counting the Chiefs until they win a game in January, okay?
That's kind of fine. Well, this is a different team. This is Patty Mahomes, bro. Patty Mahomes. I'm getting the jersey.
No.
It goes for 50 touchdowns. I will get some Patty Mahomes.
It's Patriots, Jaguars. And then right now, and then in the NFC, it looks like Rams right now. But it's week 2. It's early.
Actually, I would say Rams. I would say Rams Vikings is definitely one I would like to see.
Well, they tied the Packers. I think, honestly, the tie for the Vikings, I know a lot of people will say, well, they screwed the game up. To tie the Packers in Green Bay, that's probably considered a semi-win for them. Because then you're saying that, okay, if we can beat them at home, then we got this, you know?
And Kirk, he played really good. You got to get, I mean, he
did.
Looks like the guy that's going to earn that money. So, a lot of hope.
I was a little disappointed in the Vikings defense in this game. I thought they would do a little bit better job.
I was too. Let's see here. Ghost Kittle says Pats versus Vikings, Super Bowl 53. We'll see.
I don't know, man.
Let's see. Ultra says Vikings are not making the Super Bowl. The Rams are a better team. As of right now, they are.
I think Rams are everybody's Super Bowl pick right now.
I mean, it makes sense. Definitely makes sense. Excuse me. That was a bad word. Azid says flip the Texans offense and the Cowboys offense, and which team gets better? That's a weird question. That's an interesting question.
Cowboys.
I would think the Cowboys.
By just a bit, though.
Just a bit.
I feel like Texans and Cowboys defenses are. I guess the Cowboys defense is a little bit better, but I don't think it's that much better.
Yeah, so. I would say like 1 or 2 spots, honestly. They should. Oh, this is a comment to the Packers-Vikings situation. They should have lost. Did you watch? They should have won, and if Clay Matthews didn't happen, then they would have lost. Packers lost, not Vikings tied.
Well, the Vikings will take it then, even though they missed like 4 field goals. But
this is what I always say. It doesn't matter how the game is played as long as you get the result necessary, right?
But there's like people are like looking at 1 or 2 plays in the game.
It was the Clay Matthews.
But what about the Vikings missing like 3 field goals?
That's a big point. That's a big point right there.
It's 9 points.
There's 9 points left on the board, baby. Let's see here.
And Treadwell dropping like 1,400 passes. That's like 1,400 catches right there.
Oh my God. I saw a tweet and I loved it. Treadwell and Carlson don't even get on the fucking bus. I mean, it's already gone, but don't just God damn it. Both of them. I had my my grandma. Not of course grandma. She's like, Kirk played great, but what the hell is Carlson doing? I was like, Grandma, you're right. You're right. I feel bad, man. I feel bad for the Vikings team.
Grandma's always right.
She's always right. She definitely could run some balls. You know, some of these defenses could not stop her today. Li Yankee King, your boy Mitch, he's here.
What's going on, man?
He says the Giants need to tank to save the O-line.
He always says the Giants need to tank.
He always hates his own team, which is hilarious to me. Yes, Bodo, I know I have the worst coach and owner in the league. Doesn't
Bro,
matter.
did you see Jerry Jones like waving at like, the crowd when they were winning?
I was like, bro, funny. Shut up.
I love that.
At least he didn't have his son clean his glasses during the game. That was appreciated. I mean, he probably appreciated that. His son probably appreciated it. Let's see. Training Solution says, God, the Eagles game was so hard to watch today.
Probably like mine.
Yeah, it was pretty much a struggle. Well, you can see Mitch's reactions. You guys want to comment that? You always want to look at that.
I thought the game was over after the first 2 drives. So
literally, I'm like, bro.
And it was.
It kind of was, but they still tried. They still tried.
Well, I mean, they still had chances to win, which is pretty miraculous. But
Yankee King, the Giants will not get the first overall pick. I think that's less than 5% chance.
I think the Giants will be somewhere in the middle, like I said.
I think they'll get literally the 10th spot. 10th or 10th to 12. 10 to 12 spot.
Okay.
Let's see here.
Bad offensive lines don't travel well.
That is true. That is true. Ram says Cards didn't cross the 50-yard line to the second to last play of the game. Holy shnikes. You have David Johnson. You can't even do that? Oh, my God.
And Fitz got hurt.
And
Fitz should retire at halftime.
They all should have just retired. You know what? I'm going to take my ball and leave. RVDECW. Would Dak do better with Eli's weapons? Yes.
Obviously.
They literally would probably. Honestly, they would be like a 12-14, 11-5 at least.
Oh yeah, they would be. Yeah, like 12-4, like top 4 team in the NFC.
Oh my God! Don't even get me started on how good that would feel to have Odell and fucking. Well, we don't even need Saquon. We have a guy like a great running back, but Sterling, a great tight end because we don't have a good tight end whatsoever. Let's see. Rob says Bill O'Brien now on the hot seat at 0-2.
I would say yeah.
I would say he is as well. I would agree. Ultra says even when the Falcons win, I'm the only one who ever defends them on this channel. Pisses me off.
That's why you watch.
Ryan was 23 of 28, 272 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Okay, yeah. Tell me when he beats the Eagles. Or wins a game in
the clutch. Let's see. Trading Illusion says he's overrated in some rankings if you put him top 3. Well, he's definitely not top 3.
I'm just saying, like with Matt Ryan, people think he's like top 10. He's not top 10. Okay?
Oh, I'm not gonna put you on the spot and give me the 10 ones that are.
I will right now.
Okay, give me the 10 quarterbacks that are better than Matt Ryan right now.
Go through the teams.
Okay, well I can already think of 5. I mean, just off the top.
Brady.
Yep.
Rodgers.
Yep.
Cousins.
Mm-hmm.
Wentz. Roethlisberger. Wilson. Who's next? Mahomes.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Newton. Breeze.
Fitzpatrick.
Rivers.
Okay, that's 10 officially. Stafford one is a little questionable right now. Would you put him over?
It is right now. But I'm giving him time.
Okay.
That was how many?
That was 11, if we don't count Fitzpatrick.
Okay.
Because, I mean, I love Fitzy, but, I mean, how long in the stat sheet is he going to do that? Holmes looked fucking awesome, by the way.
He's like 11th or 12th best in the league.
Okay.
I just, like, people, I think, overrate him too much.
Yeah. Ghost Kittle says Mike Tomlin equals the black Mike McCarthy. That's funny. Aziz says, what's the next good Sunday Night Football game? Next week, bro? The Patriots? Not really. What is the next Sunday night game?
What's the next what?
The next good Sunday Night Football game.
I don't know.
Next week is Patriots Lions.
That's good for me.
It's good for you. I won't be watching, but we'll see.
It will be me by myself on a recap, I'm guessing.
Hey, I can't really help on. I can't really focus on the other 2 guys being here. I don't.
Okay, Ravens at Steelers sounds fun to me.
Ooh, that does sound good.
Then after that's Cowboys at Texans. Then after that, it's Mahomes at Brady.
Ooh, Mahomes and Brady. That's like 14 touchdowns. Because both defenses
Probably.
finished.
Probably.
All right, Ultras rankings this week. You want to hear them?
Falcons, number 1.
All right, Rams number 1. Jaguars number 2.
Fair.
Number 3, Chiefs.
Okay.
Vikings. Number 5, Eagles.
Okay.
6 is Falcons.
Okay.
Number 7, Patriots.
Okay.
Number 8, Packers.
Interesting.
Number 9, Panthers.
Interesting.
And number 10, Bucks.
Bro, Bucks are number 1.
Ryan Fitzpatrick looked like a fucking G today.
Fitz magic.
Was legendary. Conor McGregor, who the fuck is that?
I'm the captain now.
Look at me. I'm the captain. I am the captain.
Is that it, Dilly?
Let's see. Looking here a little bit more. Yep, that is just about it.
All right, wrap it up, man.
All right, thank you guys for watching this Sunday Night Football recap. If you enjoyed, like the video, subscribe to the Bottom Line View for more NFL content. We almost hit 5,400 today, so make sure that we do hit 5,400 in the next 24 hours. That'd be very nice. We're 2 away, so get that done for us. We appreciate it. More NFL content on the way. Mitch will have a Monday Night Football recap tomorrow night, which will be the Seahawks and the Bears.
Hopefully we can get Kev on too, but we'll see.
Hopefully. Seahawks are losing or hurting a lot of people. There's not a lot of players going to be playing on that game. They might just forfeit at halftime or retire because Khalil Mack will fucking kill that offensive line. So stay tuned for that recap tomorrow night and all the NFL content. We haven't decided on a stream for next week. We'll talk about it later, but more NFL content coming soon. So for Mitch, it's Dylan of the Bottom Line View. Peace.
Deuces.